welcome to my minimalist and cozy 2-bedroom apartment. I live here in Paris, France with my boyfriend Bobby, and this place is pretty tiny at around 540 square feet or around 50 square meters. So when you enter, to the right you have a little spot to take your shoes off, and there's 2 wooden stools here, and it's usually where we put our stuff during the day. We only store what we need here, and the rest is kept in our bedroom, which has a lot of storage space and is one of my favorite spots in our home. And when you live in a small space like this, you need everything to be efficient. So naturally the kitchen is right next to the entrance area. And I really love the kitchen. It's so beautiful and bright and so nicely renovated with a lot of natural light. Even right now, it's a super gloomy fall day and it feels super bright. I really enjoy how open it is, with a massive countertop that is made in a similar stone as the one that's on the ground. There's also a lot of lightwood cabinets and details, which makes everything feel super spacious. And we added a few really cool plants. This one here is my favorite because we created a nook for teas and hot drinks, which feels super cozy. Overall, the kitchen is such a peaceful place to be, and it's so easy to keep clean and organized thanks to all the storage space we have. So I really hate spending time cleaning, but I also really hate clutter, so we try to keep things in the closet and only leave out the stuff we need every day. So any appliance you see outside, we use it all the time, like in this little corner where we put our microwave or coffee machine or kettle and toaster. And we keep the rest of our stuff right here in the cabinets. And since we just moved to Paris after 2 years of full-time travel and living out of the suitcase, as you can see, we just don't have a lot of stuff. For now, in terms of appliances, we just have a rice cooker, so I think it's fair to say that we'll be adding some stuff as we need it. Here we have our little cooking corner. We have an induction stove, an oven, and under it we have some storage space for pots and pans. These are special pots and pans for small places, so the handle is removable so you can stack them easily. And when you use them, you just have to attach the handle like this. There's also a little pantry and a fridge to store stuff, and as you can see, the fridge is pretty small compared to what you usually see in the US. And it's because there's a lot of little food shops everywhere in Paris. Like, everything here is under a 5-minute walk away, so it is very easy to get fresh food daily, and I really love that about living in Paris. We also have a dishwasher, which is super rare in Paris apartments, and here we keep all our plates, bowls, and water glasses. And there's this little area as well for silverware and utensils. And there's only the bare minimum in there at the moment, but I'm planning on bringing back a really cute set my grandma gifted me when I go back and see her, because we love hosting dinners and having friends over, and we do need more place for that. One other thing I really love in this kitchen is this bar table with these beautiful high chairs. I usually don't really like bar tables, but here I really like this one because the chair is pretty comfy, and it's also in a perfect place to talk to Bobby when we eat breakfast, because he spends a lot of time over there cooking some elaborate stuff while I just sit here eating something simple like bread and a fruit. Also, it's pretty nice because there's this indoor window that overlooks the hallway to the bedroom, so you're not staring at a wall while you're eating. And right behind the kitchen is the living room, and this is where we hang out most of the time. Here I really love the flooring. It's a carpet that's made of seagrass, and I didn't know that was a thing, but it's so beautiful and adds a special vibe to our home. And I really love all the open space we have here. Once again, everything feels super spacious and bright, which is pretty rare in a Paris apartment. Since we live in a small space, everything needs to be easily transformable. Like, for example, this table here is our dining table, but when we're not hosting, it's also my work desk. And I'll maybe give you a full home office tour at another time, but we both work at home, so it really was important to us to have 2 very separate places to work from. And Bobby works over there in the 2nd bedroom that we converted into a study, and I'll show you that later. There's also a lot of floor space available when the dining table / desk is against the wall, and I really love that because I do most of my workouts and yoga at home. So it feels pretty good to have plenty of room and not be stuck in a tiny corner like in the other apartments I lived in. And over here is the area with a couch and some seating, and there's a massive mirror that makes the room feel so much bigger and reflects the natural light. And I really love the couch. It's so beautiful and comfy, and there's a bunch of cute throw pillows on there, so I feel it really matches the relaxing aesthetic of the house. The only thing here is that it's white, and I don't trust myself to not drop stuff on it. I think we'll most likely buy some kind of couch cover or blanket to put on top of it. Like, I am not a tidy person at all. The only reason I'm able to make this video is because we just cleaned everything because we just had friends over. And we often host brunches and dinners on this table, and we just make a bunch of small plates of food to share and we put them on this table. We don't have a TV at the moment. We usually watch movies on our computer that we put on the table, or we use my work screen. At the moment, I also just got a public library card, so I'm obsessed with books, and I mostly read here while Bobby watches YouTube. I was telling you that we both love having friends over. And you know, being a French-American couple, we just have friends from all over the world, and we constantly have people at home, and we love that. So we really wanted to have a place where our friends could feel comfortable coming to, but also we didn't want to have space that was unused most of the time because living in Paris is so expensive. So we decided to have the second bedroom both be a study and a guest bedroom. So usually this is where Bobby works. His office setup is way more minimalistic than mine. He only needs a desk and a chair, but he loves being in a closed space to be fully focused and isolated from the outside world. So this setup of having me be in the living room and him being in the study really works for us. But the thing I want to tell you about is this super cool IKEA daybed we got for when we have friends over. Definitely took some time to build, as it's one of the hardest IKEA builds out there, and we had to watch some YouTube tutorials, but it was super worth it. So during the day, it's basically a twin bed with some storage space under it, and then it pulls out to a king bed, which is both super comfy and sturdy. Here I really want to add more throw pillows and blankets to make it really feel like a nice place to sit on during the day, but I really love that it makes this room fully transformable. And now come with me down the hallway to the bedroom. And there's a few things to see along the way. Like on the right, you have the window to the kitchen I was telling you about, with underneath a big storage area that we currently use as a pantry. And I really like that there's this little shelf. We usually put seasonal decor there, and as you can tell by the amount of pumpkins, this video was shot during the fall season. Then on our left, we have the toilet, and then a separate bathroom. And I like that the bathroom is not too big and it's super functional. There you have all the normal stuff like a shower and sink, and there's also a washer dryer and so much storage space that we don't use yet because we don't have much stuff right now. And now onto the bedroom. So this is the place where we relax and unwind, and I love that it's so far away from the living room so that we can have different schedules and not bother each other. Remember, this is a small space, so it's nice to have all the activity and the energy of the daytime in the living room and be in your little cocoon in the bedroom. One thing I really love here is the storage system. It is so nice to have such big closets, and since we don't have much stuff, there's still a lot of empty space, but it's nice to have a separation between all of my stuff that's in one closet and all of Bobby's that's in the other. Also, I really love the little wooden details on the closet. It's super cute and relaxing, and it really matches the floor perfectly. So overall, I feel the color scheme of the bedroom is so perfect to relax and sleep. And speaking of sleeping, the bed is so comfy. I really love the little nook it's in. So you see with the closets all around us, it creates some kind of like little box in which our heads are when we're sleeping. And I've never had a bed like that before, and I love it. It feels like you're in a little cocoon, and it really adds to the comfiness of the bedroom. And behind the bed, there's this little area here that's kind of like an integrated nightstand. Here there's outlets on both sides of the bed, and also a little reading lamp on each side with adjustable lighting. And at the moment, we're in the middle of a little DIY project where we're printing a bunch of photos from our 7 years together and all our trips around the world. And it's almost done, and we haven't hung it yet, so it's still on this stool in a corner. So how much did everything cost? So technically our rent is 1,900 euros, which is around $2,000. There's also a few different costs no one mentions when renting an apartment. So you obviously have electricity, which is around 130 euros a month for us. And then you also have utilities, which for us include internet, water, and a participation towards the building expenses. Also in France, renter's insurance is mandatory, so we also pay for that as well, which is around 20 euros a month. So all in all, we pay 2,400 euros, which is around $2,600 to live in this place. But keep in mind that this place came fully furnished, so we didn't have to pay for most of the stuff that's in this place. And this is super cool because it saved us so much money and hassle, and we even got to choose some of our furniture. So that's all I have to say for today. I'll see you soon.